Hello there, Ungainly Titan here, and welcome back to another World of Warships Legends episode. I'm in the U.S.S Fletcher, the top tier American destroyer, tier 7. It's a pretty strong tier 7 battle. I think 2/3 of both sides are tier 7 ships, and it's domination mode on the north map with three cap circles in play. So everything starts out neutral, and I'm going to go down to Capture Point Charlie to have a look and see what is to be seen, basically. If I can flip it, well and good. If I cannot, well, then we find out why. Enemy have 2 destroyers, we have 2 destroyers, and one of the enemy destroyers is in front of Capture Point Alpha. Or at least one of the allied destroyers is in front of Capture Point Alpha. We haven't actually seen any sight of the enemy just yet. So we're closing into the edge of the capture circle, and with 2 battleships behind me. They're fairly far out, and they're not steaming towards me, so they're actually going to increase the distances over time. I've been spotted, and that's not the Iowa, that's going to be the Lightning. As soon as I was spotted, I turned the ship around, and I'm going to launch some torpedoes, and then I'm going to attempt to open fire with my guns on the Lightning. We've set a fire, and he's taken a fair bit of reset of fire as well. I'm going to have to quench that fire because destroyers don't have a lot of hit points, and they run out of hit points pretty fast. Torpedo tubes damaged, and well, we're both pretty low, although I think I'm getting the better of this exchange. Not by a whole lot, but enough. Have we... No, we didn't manage to get another fire going. Nor have we managed much hits in this line, but then of course the range started to open up to fairly extreme distances, and we're also attracted fire from a cruiser. Now we can no longer see the destroyer, so it's actually time to stop shooting, because if the destroyer can no longer see us, then we'll shortly get out of the destroyer's spotting range, and as long as we don't increase our spotting range by firing, then the destroyer won't shoot us, and the rest of them will be blind firing as well. So it's time to make Billy Big Steps out of here, and that's incoming cruiser fire, I think. Yes, there's a New Orleans in play, but he is turning around and heading away. Probably because he's gotten close enough to see at least one of maybe both of the battleships. So I want the battleships to concentrate fire on the cruisers, because I think if you get cruisers out of the way first, then it's much easier to deal with the isolated battleships later on. Now I've fired here because even though I'm going to be spotted, but I do it in the knowledge that the enemy cruiser is disappearing behind the island, and therefore I will go out of spot range pretty quickly, and it's worth the risk. So we have Eliza now escorting us, and we have another battleship further out. So I'm gonna... It's not a great position though. The trouble is, like, there's battleships push out behind us through Capture Point C, and there's already a battleship coming through Bravo, and we don't really have any help on the Bravo side. So let's see how the situation is. What am I getting? Eyes on our friends is on fire, and we have the guy further out to sea as well. I don't know how he is in terms of health, or how much fire has been taken, or who exactly can see him. We know the enemy sent at least one ship around the outside of the islands from the other side of on the eastern side of Capture Point Charlie. And of course there is an Iowa where we're sailing the other side up towards Capture Point Charlie, and we have a Vanguard about to exit Capture Point Bravo. Now I put down a spread of torpedoes on the inside of that island, between the island and the shore, and I'm going to send another spread of torpedoes shortly around the outside of the island. I'm not sure which way the Vanguard is. The Vanguard is going to go. If he goes on the inside, I'm hoping that the inside torpedoes will pick him up, but he should be fast enough to actually escape those torpedoes and actually get around the other side. However, it looks like he's going to hit the island. And because he's going to hit the island, first of all, he's making it easier for the broadside of the Canadian to get him. And secondly, he's stopping the path of the torpedoes. 2 hits, 2 flooding damage. The Vanguard is gone pretty much, and we have a Fletcher further out, and he's outside of my gun range at the moment. But maybe by the time those shots arrive, he would be inside the gun range. He's kind of travelling at an angle that would suggest that should be possible. So, what is next? Well, we need to get out of the smoke screen and see what's going on. Because at the moment, we're inside. Now, we do have a spotter plane flying around, so we can see the Iowa, kind of. It's not at range mostly, and we've lost sight of the Iowa. And again, I was coming this way, and there is also, I suspect, a cruiser in there as well. So the Iowa is in pretty good shape. And it's heading in our direction. We still have 2 battleships around here, so things aren't so bad at the moment. I'm not quite ready to put torpedoes in the water, which is a pity because I would much rather have hit him on that side of the island rather than later on when I'd have to shoot the other side of the island, and I won't be as sure because he's probably going to start manoeuvring to minimise his profile against the incoming battleship. So we're just waiting for something to happen. We're running out of smoke as well, so I'm going to start making, keep manoeuvring. There's a lot of torpedoes coming out that side, which has caused me to change my mind about the way I'm going to face them in terms of orientation. I'm swinging the ship around. I reckon I'd have managed, but they ran out. They just ran out of steam. They were launched from too far away. So we know one of the destroyers is down there. It's possible that both destroyers are down there, and the U.S.S tried to come out the other side of the island. Again, he's now has appeared to the north of us. And my friendly guy is now in trouble because he's really caught on a triple broadside. The Fletcher has him. The what do you call the destroyer down there? The New Orleans has him. There's nobody firing out the smoke screen. The Iowa has shots at him. The guys now to the north. Now we do have a little bit more support in that the battleship to the west of me has been supported now by a cruiser. Shots out of the Fletcher, though at this kind of range I don't have much chance of hitting them. Iowa's turned sharply around and is actually now heading around the inside of that island, so he's going to... My first set of torpedoes is not going to go anywhere near him. He's just completely changed course, so we just launch a second set. I don't think that's likely to hit either. They're still fired at fairly long ranges, and he has options of other course changes before ever even he sees them. The nearby friendly Gamaz now is down. It's time for me to get out of here. But I have allies coming in from the southern side of Capture Point Bravo, so I'm going to flee towards the direction of Capture Point Bravo. It will benefit my team. We're points up. We have the opportunity of flipping Capture Point Bravo, so that should increase our point score relative to that of the enemy, and if we can keep our remaining ships from being, should we say, sunk or shot down, I suppose, and right up to the end of the game, then we should win on points anyway, fairly comfortably, because we're just pulling in with twice as many points. We're pulling in twice as many points. The enemy can still pull us back if the Iowa doesn't continue pursuing me and actually pulls back a bit. They managed to sink the 2 ships north of the line before my allies south of the line come around through Capture Point Bravo and starts to bring extra firepower to bear against the leading elements of the enemy fleet. Then the battle could turn in our favour very decisively from that point on. But if the guys manage to sink the other 2 ships first, that changes the balance of force very strongly. So, what's it look like? It doesn't look like the Iowa is actually going to come around. It looks like the Iowa is just hugging the coast. Or it's actually reversed his course. It's probably the New Orleans is hugging the coast, and So far they're not making inroads on us. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go for Capture Point Charlie. We've got allies coming through Bravo. The enemy fleet are, I suppose they're being kind of cautious, which is probably rightly so. But if I capture Flip Charlie, it'll be extra cap pressure on them. And it'll put them under more pressure to try and sink ships, which they have to do in order to catch up. Pressure's on them and just keep the pressure up without taking huge risks on my part because I don't have a lot of hit points left. So around I come, there's the New Orleans, but he's turned around as well. She's turned around, but not anywhere close to my my torpedo range. Rest of the battleships are all far away. There's the Iowa at 12 kilometers. What direction is she sailing? It seems like she's going around another circle, I think. Doing a kind of a loop-de-loop. And it looks like one of the enemy destroyers has just been spotted way up near the Gneisenau. The enemy Gneisenau. So neither of the enemy destroyers have great health. There's actually only one of them left. So I don't know which one that is. Right, I want to keep my distance here. I don't particularly want them to spot me just yet. I'd like them to blunder into my torpedoes, and it looks like two of the allied ships have decided to follow me around this direction, so I'm going to sort of wait for support and just do a sort of circuit around here without drawing undue attention to myself. Enemy New Orleans within my target range. So for that matter is the Iowa, but I don't know who's sailing in what direction. The Iowa looks like he's sailing directly into my torpedoes, which is really excellent and just shows why it's worth sometimes putting these torpedoes out, even if they don't hit the target they were intended for. And we've gotten 2 torpedo hits, 2 rounds of flooding. Iowa's in serious trouble there. I think he's actually managed to stop the flooding, but at the same time he hasn't got a lot of hit points left, and he's now under the guns of a cruiser and possibly another battleship in short order. The enemy are down to 3 ships, and we have significantly increased our lead, I think. They've not managed to achieve much. The Iowa is pretty much in serious trouble here. Like one good salvo from somebody or a fire will finish him. Cruiser is shooting at him. We have a battleship about to come into probably into range or into view shortly, and the New Orleans is kind of heading in our direction. So I thought, right, I'll have torpedoes ready fairly shortly, in less than 10 seconds, and we're going to pretty short range flight into the side of the New Orleans, because the New Orleans is incoming at its best speed and closing the distance. So I'm going to have no trouble getting that round off. Now, I should have waited my second spread until I seen how the New Orleans reacted to the first one, but it turns out that it doesn't really matter. I mean, the Iowa is down, the remaining of the Gneisenau is down, so it's just the New Orleans left. And he spots my first set of torpedoes, turns into them, manages to avoid most of them except one, which is a lot of damage. And because I'd already fired the first spread on its original course, or the second spread on its original course, they're not going to hit. However, the New Orleans has now come to the edge of my smoke screen with so few hit points that pretty much anything can kill it. Anything can fire a decent sized shell. So 70k total damage, 158k. We got stuff from the campaigns and missions. And we probably got, I'd just like to see what the team sheet is here. We have number 1 on the team sheet by team experience. And now let's have a look at the economic screen. So we earned about 158,000 credits and spent 168,950. So we finished up with minus 10,000. Everything else is positive numbers. I mean, you get some extra if you have premium bonus from everything. But, you know, I don't generally find XP to be a problem. The only thing I find actually slows you down is credits, and the other thing is the special commander stuff, insignias and or promotion orders, I think they're called. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.